Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to the International Association of Multidisciplinary Research and to my fellow presenters, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. I come here today with a great sense of purpose and fascination, as it is my first time presenting a scholarly paper in an online international summit, and I am humbled to have been given the chance to amplify two of my most important pursuits in life: business and social action. What I will be presenting today is Room for Change. It is an ambitious yet practical integration between hospitality industry and sustainable development. As you may have heard, I come from the beautiful city of Naga, a tourism paradise for everything spicy, drenched in coconut milk and garnished with pili nuts. In my humble hometown, the thriving hospitality industry is among Bicolandia's biggest economic contributors, accounting for more than 30 establishments hosting visitors into the Queen City of Bicol. As I flip the other side of the coin and look at the industry from the perspective of an active member of the Junior Chamber International, I see that there is an awareness gap between Nagueño hoteliers and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The UN SDG is a set of 17 global goals developed by 169 world leaders, a universal blueprint that aims to advance peace and prosperity for the people in the planet across all nations of the world by 2030. The UN declares that for us to successfully implement these goals globally, broad awareness, substantive support, and capacity building initiatives must be made accessible to all stakeholders at community level, especially to increase the economic benefits to small island developing states and least developed countries, qualifying the Philippines as one of its priority stakeholders. However, without the initiative of enjoining hoteliers to participate on this global revolution, it is easy for them to overlook innovative, sustainable ways to manage their properties. And so, through this research, we have developed a localized, industry specific, and practical sustainable development framework which they can use as a practical guide towards actively participating in the achievement of Agenda 2030. In order to arrive at our target research output, we have set three objectives for this study. First is to assess the level of awareness of hotels in Naga City about UN SDG. Second is to extract key practices of the industry that either make underpinning contributions or undermining repercussions to the SDGs. And third is to develop a framework that will fully integrate the 17 SDGs to the industry's business processes, with the end goal of devising a blueprint for the room for change in terms of making better micro business decisions towards sustainable development. Through ocular tours and staycations in various hotels in Naga City, significant observation material was gathered through first-hand experience as a customer and through casual interviews with staff and managers. Moreover, the researcher has worked as a sales and marketing executive of one of the key respondents of this study, allowing an empirical insider's perspective to assess the level of awareness and contribution of the hotels in Naga City towards the global direction of the UN SDGs. To efficiently process the results of this study, we have divided the discussion into four operational dimensions: human resource, dining division, property management, and customer service. Here's what we found in the human resource dimension. First, job creation is key to underpinning goal number one: ending poverty in all its forms by providing equal employment opportunities for societal minority groups. In Naga City, employing the youth, The LGBTQ and indigenous communities is now fairly common. However, there is a gap in employing disabled individuals, senior citizens, and formerly convicted individuals. The challenge now is to bridge this gap by finding creative and inclusive ways to employ minorities in the hotel industry. And hotels are actually getting more creative. One farm hotel employs a senior citizen jazz musician to entertain guests during weekends. One kitchen employs deaf mute pastry chef where they can be of value without having to deal with communication challenges with customers. And one socioeconomic group initiated a community livelihood program empowering previously convicted individuals to become proprietors themselves, particularly as chicken and meat suppliers to hotels. Second is in the aspect of professional development. Rigorous and consistent customer service and personality development training is heavily required in the industry to be at par with the industry standards. But for smaller enterprises, this can be a little bit costly and may be addressed through free industry wide mass trainings and subsidized educational incentives from the government. Third is the aspect of providing equal employment opportunities for the queer community. To uphold an inclusive and tolerant culture setting in the workplace. However, we see much room for exploring more gender equality initiatives, such as gender neutral uniforms, using preferred pronouns, and gender neutral restrooms, which can be further advocated through anti discrimination policies, conflict management trainings, team building activities, and incentivizing good employee conduct. Meanwhile, in the dining division, we have identified four key business processes that can be integrated to the UN SDGs. First is mindful menu creation. Restaurateurs have the social responsibility to promote health and well being through the heart of their restaurants, their menu. In Naga City, there is a growing trend of restaurants leaning towards whole foods and organic ingredients. The pioneer one being Green Earth Farm Cafe. This is the first and only authentic vegetarian restaurant in Naga City, which opened in 2006. They prioritize mindful menu creation, farm to table dining experiences, and organic cooking classes. And now we've seen hotels in Naga starting to join the revolution too, slowly shifting towards prioritizing nutrition over mere flavor and aesthetic. Second is their choice of ingredients. Hotel restaurants have the power to end hunger, not only for paying guests, but also for small scale farmers. By directly sourcing produce from local farmers instead of the bigger supermarkets. Hotel restaurants have the power to spur agricultural productivity and help alleviate the economic status of our local farmers. In Naga City, there is a growing trend towards new agri explorations, such as mushroom farming, hydroponics, and rabbit farming. And some farm cafes in the area lean towards agrotourism by offering tours of their edible gardens and selling fresh produce to the public. Globally, our reliance on natural resources for food consumption has intensified by 65% from year 2000 to present. Sustainability comes hand in hand with protecting the resources that we are very much dependent upon. And hotel restaurants hold that responsibility to thoroughly examine and really prioritize suppliers that follow environmental preservation practices in order to conserve marine and terrestrial biodiversity. Third is food waste management. Some hotel restaurants in Naga City implement creative solutions to prevent food waste, such as offering discounts on pastries prior to their expiration dates, and even holding seasonal buffets with strategically planned menus to use up ingredients that are near expiration. Now, in the aspect of property management, we have identified four key business processes that we can leverage for the achievement of the global goals. First is in water and energy. Hotels have high consumption rates in terms of water and energy, with pool maintenance and laundry as the highest contributors of it. Another outstanding challenge is the adoption of clean energy. One hotel in Naga City is now installing their very own solar panels in order to combat the high power consumption rates. Moreover, a solar power plant franchise is now underway in Uptown Naga. But for other hotels, expansion of outdoor dining and alfresco events area, including cabanas equipped with their own solar panels, has also become more prevalent in the industry. Second is in the area of green industrialization. Sustainable industrialization prospers only when communities collectively invest in greener logistical decisions, such as using recycled raw materials for their fixtures and furnitures, or integrating vertical gardens in their facilities and investing in electric company vehicles for their guest shuttle services and food deliveries. Lastly, is in the area of calamity resilience. As you may know, Bicol region is prone to natural disasters. Most storm-born Bicolanos willingly partner with the local government to promote sustainable business continuity during calamities by purchasing local agricultural reserves before a typhoon hits or by extending post-calamity food donations to casualties. And finally, here's what we found in the customer service dimension. First, in the service equity aspect. UNSDG's 10th goal is reducing inequalities, and this can best be tackled through promoting equity enabled customer service. Wheelchair accessibility, PWD discounts, these are the most common industry practices. However, when asked about their efforts to mediate better communication between PWD customers and staff, only one hotel claimed to have an employee who knows basic Filipino Sign Language, while none of the respondents have a braille menu available for visually impaired guests. Exploring all these little reforms are subtle, yet revolutionary ways to reduce societal imbalances. Second is in the aspect of packaging. A circular economy can best be achieved through greener packaging choices, such as paper cartons, paper bags, rice straws, wooden utensils, and now hotels are also starting to adapt refillable pitchers instead of disposable water bottles in guest rooms, as well as the big refillable shampoo and body wash bottles instead of the smaller disposable ones. These green policies from the government and greener initiatives from the private enterprises are all crucial in guiding the community towards not further polluting our world's oceans, which has over 17 million metric tons of plastic pollution in 2021. And lastly, the most important goal among the SDGs. Goal number 17, partnerships for the goals. It is important for hotels to communicate their sustainable efforts to their guests. According to a hotel booking engine, 75% of tourists now consider sustainability in choosing their hotel, which goes to show that most guests love to take part in the sustainability campaign. And it is now up to the hotel to involve their guests along the way. In conclusion, Naga City's highly competitive and resilient hospitality industry can contribute to achieving the global goals through collective local action. A framework integrating the global goals into concrete business actions can set up the standard for sustainable hotel management and can be replicated in other cities in the Philippines. The city's recognition as the most competitive component city in the Philippines for 2 years in a row now provides us an opportunity for collaborative development and dissemination of this framework within Naga City. Seeing consumers shift preferences to ecotourism and participate in sustainable tourism practices gives us much hope that the room for change can be a movement that hotels in Naga City will actually support, collaborate with, and incorporate into their daily businesses. Now, let us weave these strategies into one framework that is practical, localized, and industry specific, ready to be utilized by hotels in Naga City to create positive change. Ladies and gentlemen, to fulfill the end goal of this paper, allow me to unveil the room for change. This is a wheel of hope towards more sustainable business decisions for hotels in Naga City. This framework will not be possible without the invaluable insight of my respondents, the hotels in Naga City that I visited, and the invaluable insight of the authors of these scholarly materials. Room for Change is the second installation of a four-part research series that aims to engage tourism components in Naga City for a series of sustainable management trainings, open forums, and capacity building activities. Through the help of the JCI Philippines platform, it was preceded by the Recipe for Change framework, which I have presented at PAXB yesterday, and it will later be followed by the papers Events for Change and Tourism for Change, hopefully. Room for Change is just the beginning of a resounding revolution towards sustainable development in Naga City. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I thank each and every one of you for being a part of it. Once again, this has been Claire Palomares, your Bicolana advocate for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, wishing you a purposeful afternoon. Diyos mabalos sa indong gabos. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great rest of the afternoon.